Hi all, good evening. Hope you are able to see my screen. So today we are going to discuss about collections in C Sharp. What is collections? Why we have to go for the collections? What is the purpose of collections? We'll see now. So these collections are similarly like our C, C++. We have seen data structures. So what is this data structures? How we are going to store the data? That is nothing but your data structures. That can be a stack, or it can be a queue, or it can be a linked list, or a array, all these things. Now, what is collection? Collections, this is to organize the data more effectively and store and modify, or you want to do the sorting, or you want to do the add, or you want to do the delete, or so all these operations you could able to do it more convenient way with the help of these collections. So, so collections is another term of data structures, we can say. So now we have different types of collections in C Sharp. So what is collections? Collections are like simply, if we want to say, another term of data structures. What is data structure? Data structure is going to tell how the structure of the data is going to store. So that is about data structures. That can be a stack, queue, linked list, so whatever it may be. Now, what is the advantage of collections? Like collections are another similarly like data structures. Not able to see? Oh, you have to tell me, guys. Otherwise, how will I come to know? Hmm? Okay. Hope all of you able to see my screen, right? Good. Now, collections are similarly like data structures, are similar, or another form of another term called data structure. With the help of collections, we can store or add, remove, sort with more effectively. That is nothing but your collections. So in C Sharp.NET, we have two types of collections we have in C Sharp. Two types of collections basically that are one is so types of collections. We have two types of collections here. So one is non-generic collections. So another one is generic collections. Non-generic collections, we have non-type specific, non-type specific, which are non-generic collections. Generic collections are type specific. So this is the main difference. So what do you mean by generic? Type specific. Whatever type you define, same type you have to give again. Otherwise, it won't accept other type of elements. That is generic collection. So whatever type you define, you have to give the same type. Other type of elements, it won't allow. So when it comes to non-generic, it will allow any type of elements. That's why it's not a type specific. So if it is a non-generic collection, so we can add or remove the elements during runtime. We can add or remove the elements during runtime. So in a non-generic collection, in generic collection also, we can add or remove the elements during runtime. Now, here it is a dynamic in size. Means if it is a array, it's a fixed size, right? Here it's a dynamic in size. Means we can add or remove elements. If you add elements, it's automatically increase the size. If you remove the elements, automatically it will reduce the size. So that's why we'll call it as a dynamic in size. So next, to use non-generic collections, we'll use namespace called system dot use a namespace system dot collections here for non-generic. When it comes to generic, it is a system dot collections dot generic. This is the namespace we will use for generic collection. So this is the difference between non-generic and generic collection. Non-generic collections are non-type specific, means it does not restrict the type. So you can give any type of elements. So when it comes to generic, it's a type specific, means so once you define the type, it won't allow other type of elements. So this is generic collection. Now, What and all non-generic collections we have? Let's see now. We have array list, hash table, sorted list, stack, generic collection. We have list, dictionary, sorted list, stack, include. And we have one more called HashSet. Let's see one by one. So how to create a non-generic collection. For example, array list. Let's see now. So I'll go to Visual Studio. Here, I'll create a folder. So now I'll go to collections. I'll create one more folder, non-generic collections. Non-generic collections. So here I'll go and add one class. I'll go and add one class, non-generic release example. So now we'll see the example of array list. For example, I'll go for a main method, array list, array list, object, array list equals to new array list. Now array list dot add. So any type of elements you can add. Means, for example, I'll add a integer 1, 2, 3. It is allowing. Next, array list dot add of string. I will give, for example, ram string. Next, array list dot add of one float 20f, it is allowing, and array list dot add of date time dot now. So today's date time, it is allowing. See, it's allowing any type of elements here. Array list dot add. So it's allowing integer, string, float, date time, and for example, if I want to add a character, how to add character like this? It is allowing all the type of values. Array list, which is a non-generic collection. What is the namespace we will use? System dot collections. This is the namespace we'll use for non-generic collection. Now array list is the non-generic collection which will allow any type of elements. Here we have added one integer, string, float, date time, character. It's allowing any type of elements. There is no restriction. Now we can add array list start add of new object. So object also we can add. So this is how we are going to add elements to the array list, which will allow any type of value. Now, so if I want to display these values, usually better we'll use the array list. Sorry, for each loop. Why for each loop? I want to iterate all the elements in the collection. Okay, so to iterate all the elements, we'll go for either for loop or for each loop. So I don't want any condition specific, something like that. So let's go for the for each loop. So here I have a object, and here you should not take integer because it's not a single type. There are multiple types of elements. So to accept any type of value, we'll use a var which will allow any type of value. Var object in array list. Array list is your array list object. From that object, I want to iterate each and every element. So I is mandatory. You can give any element, item, any name you can give here. Any name you specify. So same value we have to specify here. This is how we are going to create the array list. Now, if you run this, it is going to display each and every element of the array list. Now, once I run it, I could able to see the values here. So it is going to print one by one value now, like this 1, 2, 3, from float, date time, character, like this. So this is how your array list will work. Any doubts here? Are you clear? Anybody having any doubt? Are you clear? Hope all of you clear. Now, this is how we will add. Next, what are the other things we have? Array list dot add range means multiple values. If you want to add, if you want to add one more collection, we can add list of values. Excuse me. Add list of values. Array start capacity. So what is this capacity? Gets or sets the number of elements that array list can be contained. If we want to specify the number of elements to store that particular time, you use the capacity. For example, 10. It can use 10 elements. Really start. Reverse. If I want to give in a reverse direction from object, character, date, time, like that, if I want to specify, you'll use a to reverse order. You'll use early start reverse. Remove. If you want to remove particular element, for example, I want to remove 1, 2, 3. Remove 1, 2, 3. Next, early start remove at the position 0 means in 0th position. Since 1, 2, 3 got removed, in 0th position RAM is there. It will remove the RAM. Next, early start remove range. If I want to remove the range of elements, so 0th index 2 elements. This is starting index and next 2 elements. Now, so next 2 elements 20f and date time. These 2 will remove. Dot count. If I want to get the count. Should give the integer. Give you the count of the elements. How many elements are there? Next. Let's start. Clear. It will remove all the elements. So this is how array list will work. Now, before this, we'll see one for each loop. Let's run this. Now we have how many elements? We have 6 elements. After remove 1, 2, 3, how many elements? 5 will be there. So remove range, 4 will be there. So here now 4 are there. We are removing 2. How many elements? 2 are there. Now I want to print the count 2 because we have 2 only. Last 2 elements, A and object, these 2 will be there. Like this, A and system dot object. Now after clear, no elements are there because it's already got cleared. After clear, since we have cleared the array list, that's why there is no elements available in this array list. Understood, guys? Any doubts? If no doubts, let's go further. Generic list example. To use generic, we need a space called using system dot collections dot generic namespace. For example, I'll take a main method. So list is the generic collection. For example, if I take string, so it will allow only string elements. For example, list dot add A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, if I try to add one integer to this, we will get error. Cannot convert from int to string. Means here we are specifying the element string, so it does not allow other type of elements. This is how generic example will work. Means it does not allow other type of elements. List is a generic collections. Whatever type you will specify, it will allow only that type of elements. Other type of elements, it won't allow. Now, so similarly, how we have added this array list, we can do all those things here also. Instead of array list, now you will specify array list to this. So let's replace with a list where in current document. Now we don't have integer, that's why it won't allow. Okay, let's do the list reverse also. A to G is there. What is the count is 3? Why? Because we removed A, we removed B, C and D we have removed. E, F, G, 3 are there. Count is 3. So E, F, G reverse order, G, F, E it became. So after clear, everything will get clear. Now that's why it is empty. So this is how list collection will work. Guys, any road say no. Just a moment, guys. Okay. Now let's see another example for hash table for non-generic collection. How to create? Let's see now. Hash table, which is non-generic collection. Oh, list also we have added here. Huh? Okay. Or you can create another folder. Now, what is non-generic collection? Another example, hash table. Hash table, which is a non-generic collection using system dot collection namespace. Hash table equals to new hash table. Next, hash table dot add of what is key. For example, I'll take an integer and value. You can give anything. For example, true and value. For example, string ABC. Next, hash table dot add 3 1 2 3. Next, hash table dot add 1. For example, date time dot now. Hash table dot add of 5 30f. Hash table dot add of 7. Next, some other different value, anything like boolean. True. Means any type of value it will allow. So now, for example, this is 13f float. This is 1m decimal. So now, when I do the for each loop, for each, so here each is a key value pair. To read the elements from the hash table, we'll need a dictionary entry, comma, int, comma, we need a dictionary entry, dictionary entry, entry in hash table. Next console dot write line. So if you want to key is that key. Value is so this is how the value will work. So now, so what is the order it is going to save? Hash table is going to arrange the elements by its own order. Okay. So you can't give string or something because it will fail in the comparison. It has to do the comparison. Okay. So for the key, that's why it will fail. So now it will fail in the sense when it is a so not in hash table. Okay. For example, let's see. Now let me give like a string. Hello. So here I'll give some character. Yeah. Now let's run this. Mm. It is allowing. There is no issue. So what type of key you want, you can give. What type of value you want, you can give. So key value pair hash table. Similarly, like hash table, this is a non-generic collection. In generic collection, we have one collection called next. So here for generic system dot collections dot generic, we'll use a what is generic collection? Dictionary. So dictionary, which is a key value pair, means you have to specify which is key, means you have to give only that type of elements. Value, for example, string, you have to give only that type of elements. Equals. No? Now, for dictionary, it will allow integer and it will allow string, but not other type of elements. So 13 float, it won't allow. 13 only. 1 to 3, it won't allow. If you want, you can give like string 1 to 3. 1, it won't allow. Datetime now dot, you have to convert to 2 string. Then it will allow. 30f, it won't allow. So either you want, you can convert that to string of 30f. True, it won't allow. So A, it won't allow. Like this. Now, if you want to iterate the elements in a dictionary, what you need? You need a, instead of dictionary entry, you need a key value pair. And also you have to specify the elements type. Integer, what is key type, and what is value type, string. So now, in dictionary. So if you want to key, you can print key like this. If you want value, you can print value like this. Now let's run the application. So dictionary is also similarly like hash table, which is a key value pair. But hash table can allow any type of values. Dictionary will allow only specific type of values. Compare than hash table, dictionary is faster. Why? Because we know the type. It will directly take the type print. But hash table, it has to check the type and it has to print. That's why it will take time. So dictionary is faster compared than hash table. So now let's run the application. Now dictionary, not like hash table. It is going to specify whatever order you give, same order it will display. But hash table, so it's going to follow its own algorithm. Dictionary will follow whatever order you give, same type it will give. Now, hope you are clear. Let me know if you want me to repeat or if I am fast. Let me know. So I'm thinking you are understood. Now, for non-generic collection, we have one more collection called sorted list. So here, so here instead of hash table, we get sorted list. Now, so sorted list also similarly like a hash table, which is a non-generic collection, which will order any type. Now, but there is one issue. So let's see, we'll debug and see what is the issue. See guys carefully. We will get the error here because which is a sorted list. By name itself, it is a sorted list, right? We have added one element here. Value is, I mean, key is integer, value is string. Second will fail. Fail to compare two elements in the array. So the object must be type of integer because it has to compare the value, which is bigger, which is smaller. 2 with 13f. This is float, that is 2. So that's why it won't convert. So it will fail in conversion. So let's convert into integers only. So this also will fail. Okay, let's run it. Now it will work as it is. So by default, it is going to arrange the elements in a ascending order. 113. This is sorted list. Similarly, in generic collections also we have sorted list. So now here, similarly like your dictionary, the elements are there. We'll try to keep in sorted list also. So by default, it is going to arrange the elements in a ascending order. to two main methods will be there. That's why we will get this error. Generate dictionary. Generate search list, right? Now let's run this. We'll get the values like this. Sorry, sorted list. Sorry. By default, it has to arrange in the ascending order. Now let's run now. By default, it has to arrange in a ascending order. Now 1 to 13 by default, it's arranged in a ascending order. So now, so what next we have? In the non-generic collection, we have stack. So before that, I will change this. Non-generic collection, stack. Non-generic system.collections is the namespace. Now, how to create stack? Stack st equals to new stack. Now, stack dot add. To insert the elements, we have to use push. One stack that push of string ABC. 1, 2, 3. Stack that push of 30th dot stack dot push of data working means which will allow any type of value, but push to insert the element. If you want to remove, stack dot pop. So if you do pop to remove the elements, which element it will remove? If you do pop, it won't remove one. I mean, datetime dot now. Okay. First, it will remove the last inserted element. First in, last out means or last in, first out. First in, last out, or last in, first out. Okay, if you want to see the difference, you can do for each. For each console.writeline stack before and after. No, all of you. Okay, okay, okay. Who are not getting, might be there is a issue with network. If you are not able to hear, just join back. Okay, guys, listen carefully. This collections I changed the network. Hope all of you able to hear me now. So this is the order it will follow. Now let's do console dot read a read key. So before it is date time. So first inserted element will go down. Last inserted element will come top. So when you do the pop, first inserted, last inserted element will remove first. So this at last, first inserted element will get removed at last. This is stack and this is non-generic stack. If you want to create a generic stack, so you have to specify the type for a generic stack. So now let's you change the main method name. I'll come here. I'll come to generic, create a class, generic stack example. So now here I'll have a main method, but whatever type you will specify, you have to give the same type. For example, daytime you specified. So it will allow daytime only. So for this generic, we'll use a system dot collections dot generic namespace. So now, so daytime now only it will allow. If I want yesterday date, now dot add days of one. If you want tomorrow's date, so okay, this is before. Before and after. After, oh, name didn't change. See, this date got removed, which is last tomorrow's date. Not tomorrow's date. Yesterday date. Yesterday date will get removed first because first inserted element will remove at last. So add days of one, tomorrow's date came down. Add days of -1, yesterday date came top. That will get removed. Understood, guys? This is how stack will work. Got it? Stack is a data structure, and we have discussed initially stack memory. What what type of elements will store in stack memory? Anybody? Can you answer this fast? Value types. value types, integer, float, double, decimal, everything will store in a stack memory. It's very good. Who answered this question? Who? Sheshu? Super. Nice. Now, now let me change this. Similarly, like this, we have another collection called Q, which is a different like stack. So non-generic add a class non-generic system dot collections namespace. Now instead of stack, we'll use a queue instead of stack. Queue. Similarly, like stack, queue also a non-generic collection, but so stack follow first in last out or last in first out. But queue follow first in first out. Or first in first out. To insert the elements to queue, we'll use a enqueue. Enqueue to insert the elements. Remove the elements, we'll use bqueue. So now let me run this application. We didn't add a class and main method. Class ng q example main method. I'll add like this. Now let me run this. So initially one which is where it is. This is not the one. For Q, right? First in, first out. Okay. First inserted element. One ABC, one will remove first. So after once you do the DQ, first inserted element will remove first. In stack, Last inserted element will remove first. So now this is non-generic queue, which can allow any type of elements. So now for generic, I'll add a class generic queue example. This is like type specific, whatever type you give, same type it has to allow. So to insert the elements, NQ. To remove the elements, DQ. First in, first out. Or last in, last out. Let's run this. So first inserted element, add days of 1 means tomorrow's date will get removed. 16 will get removed. Got it? This is how Q will work. To insert the elements, we'll use NQ. To remove the elements, we'll use DQ, which will follow the first in, first out. First inserted element will get removed at first. Understood, guys? Any doubts here? Are you clear?